Wake up every morning with a choice to keep going or to give up. Most people stop when it hurts, when it gets tough, when no one's watching. But winners never stop. They don't stop when they're tired. When they're tired, they stop when they're done. That's the difference between average and great, between the ones who dream and the ones who do. When life hits you, you can fall down and cry, or you can rise and grind harder. Winners understand that pain is part of the process. They don't run from struggle, they use it as fuel. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. Every no becomes motivation to create a yes. Success is not about luck. It's about persistence. It's about doing what others want so you can have what others can't. You have to keep going. Everything you said, stop. You have to fight when your mind says you can't. Because when you push past that breaking point, that's when growth begins. There'll be days when no one believes in you, when no one claps for you, when you feel invisible. That's when you find out who you really are. Winners don't need validation. They don't need applause. They build their confidence in silence and let their results make the noise. If you want to be great, stop waiting for perfect condition. Start where you are with what you have. Winners don't make excuses, they make adjustments. They don't complain about the storm. They learn how to dance in the rain. Life will never give you a smooth path, but it will give you a choice to keep walking or turn back. Every time you want to quit, remember why you started. Remember those nights when you dreamed of being moved. Remember the pain you went through just to get here. Winners use their past as a reminder of how far they've come, not as a reason to stop. When people doubt you, don't argue. Outwork them. When they laugh, don't respond. Level up. Silence every critic with consistency. Discipline is the weapon of the winner. It's waking up early when you don't want to. It's pushing through exhaustion and saying no to comfort and yes to growth. The truth is, success doesn't care about your feeling. It only responds to effort. You can cry, you can be tired, you can feel lost, but don't you dare stop. Winners cried and wipe their tears and keep moving. They fail, they get up and try again. They fall 7 times and rise 8. That's the mindset that builds legend. People often say, it's not easy. Of course it's not. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Greatness has a price, and the price is persistence. You can't buy success. You have to earn it with sweat, focus, and belief. Every day you have to tell yourself, I can, I will, I must. You owe it to yourself to see how far you can go. Don't let comfort kill your potential. Don't let fear write your story. Winners don't wait for motivation. They create momentum. They understand that consistency beats inspiration every single time. Even when no one's watching, give 100%. Because one day, everything you've been working for will show up. One day, the sacrifices will make sense. And when that moment comes, you'll realize it was worth every sleepless night, every rejection, every ounce of pain. So when it gets hard and it will, remind yourself, this is what growth feels like. Winners are built in the dark, not the spotlight. They train when others rest. They prepare when others procrastinate. They believe when others doubt. That's why they win. Every champion once stood where you are now, uncertain, scared, tired, and broken. But they chose not to stop. They kept going until they became unstoppable. You have that same power inside you. The world doesn't need another quitter. It needs you fully committed, fully focused, fully alive. So today, make a decision. No matter what happens, you won't stop. You'll rise when it hurts. Move when you're scared. Fight when it's tough. You'll keep showing up. Because that's what winners do. Remember this, winners never stop. Not when they lose, not when they're tired, not when no one believes. Because they know the moment you stop trying is the moment you lose everything. So keep grinding, keep fighting, keep believing. You're closer than you think. And one day you'll look back and say, I made it, because I never stopped. When you've been grinding for so long that your body aches and your mind tells you to stop, that's the moment most people give up. But not you. You've come too far to turn back now. You've already paid too much pain, sweat, and sacrifice to quit halfway. This is the stage where winners are truly made. Not when it's easy, not when it's exciting, but when it's lonely, dark, and silent. Every morning, the world tests your commitment. It whispers, are you still hungry? And your answer must always be yes, Because hunger is the fuel of greatness. When others get comfortable, winners stay desperate for progress. They never settle, they never stop evolving. You see, success isn't one mountain, it's a range. You climb one peak and there's another waiting. That's why winners never stop, because they know there's always another level. Every achievement becomes a new beginning, not an ending. The truth is, growth, the process is ugly. You'll lose friends, you'll be misunderstood. You'll fail more times than you win. But each loss carries a lesson, and each lesson becomes a weapon. Every mistake sharpens you. Every fall teaches you how to rise taller. Winners don't avoid pain. They use it. They convert rejection into power, fear into focus, and doubt into drive. When the world says you can't, a winner is. Watch me. The road to greatness is not about talent. It's about resilience. You can have all the skills in the world, but if you stop when it gets hard, you'll never reach your destiny. Winners move with purpose, even when motivation is gone. They don't wait to feel ready. They move anyway. Some days you'll feel invisible. You'll put in the work and no one will notice. That's okay, because the real reward isn't in recognition. It's in becoming who you're meant to be. Every unseen hour builds a stronger version of you. One day, those silent battles will echo louder than any applause. The fire inside you must burn brighter than the pressure around you. You can't let temporary pain destroy permanent potential. Winners understand this. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. It's shaping you into someone who can carry the weight of success. Remember, every storm passes, but it leaves something behind. Wisdom, strength, confidence. Winners collect these lessons and move forward with more focus than ever. While others complain about the rain, winners are planting seeds in it. Sometimes you'll have nothing left but faith. That's when you hold on tighter, because winners believe even when there's no sign of victory. They keep walking through the darkness until they find light. They know every test is temporary, but the result is eternal. You're not just fighting for success, you're fighting for the person you're becoming in the process. Each time you say, I won't quit, you rewrite your story. You remind the world that no obstacle is stronger than will. Winners don't chase comfort, they chase growth. They don't need a crowd, they need conviction. They show up every single day ready to outwork yesterday. That's how legends are made. Not in moments of applause, but in hours of discipline. And when you finally make it, when the world sees what you built, they'll call you lucky, they'll call it talent. But you'll know the truth. It was grind, sweat, and faith. It was refusing to stop when you had every reason to. So don't slow down now. You didn't come this far to only come this far. You've still got chapters to write, mountains to climb, dreams to chase. Keep your head high and your heart steady, because one thing separates the great from the forgotten. Winners never stop. They don't stop believing. They don't stop growing. They don't stop moving forward. You've got one life. Make it count. Every second you hesitate is a second lost. Every excuse pulls you backward. So get up, get focused, get hungry again. Because this story isn't over, it's just getting started. Winners never stop, and neither will you. When you've been pushing and pushing and the finish line still feels miles away, that's when it gets hard. But here's the thing, hard doesn't mean stop. It means you're close. It means you've reached the point where most people throw in the towel. But you don't stop, you dig deeper. You remind yourself that the pain, the struggle, the obstacles are all signs that you're on the right track. Winners don't turn back when it gets tough. They turn the pressure into progress. They understand that each challenge is shaping them into someone who can handle the reward that are coming. There's no shortcut. There's no easy way out. But if you stay relentless, if you stay focused, the day will come when the world recognizes your effort. You've already made it this far. Don't stop now. Every setback you've had, every failure, every sleepless night has made you stronger, sharper, and more capable than ever before. Now it's time to turn that struggle into your success story. When people see you rise from where you've been, they'll understand that your grind wasn't just for today, it was for every tomorrow you've dreamed of. Success isn't something that happens overnight. It's the result of countless decisions made every single day to keep going when others would have given up. It's in the small victories, the quiet wins, waking up earlier than you want to, doing one rep, writing one more page, pushing one more hour. When you stop to look back, you realize that you didn't need anyone's permission to succeed. You didn't need anyone to tell you it was okay to dream big. You've been carrying your dreams with you all this time, walking toward them no matter how heavy they got. Now you stand on the edge of greatness because you refuse to give up when everything in you said to quit. The road to success will always have its bumps. There will be days when you question your work, your effort, and your path. But here's the truth. The struggle you face is the fire that will refine you. Winners don't get refined in comfort, they get refined in the heat of battle. When life knocks you down, it's not a sign to quit. It's a sign to rise again stronger than before. And when you do, you realize something, that you were never really alone in this journey. The grind, the hustle, the belief in yourself, that's what's been carrying you the whole time. And when you look back, you'll see that the journey was never just about the destination. It was about who you became along. The world will always have its critics, its naysayers, the ones who will doubt your ability to succeed. But you know what? Their opinions don't matter. Your actions do. And while they are busy talking, you'll be out there putting in the work, building your legacy. Because that's what winners do. They silence the noise and let their actions speak louder than words. There's something powerful about those who never stop. They become unstoppable. They don't wait for validation from others. They trust in the grind, in their vision, in their purpose. They know that every failure is a lesson, every challenge is a chance to grow, and every setback is an opportunity to come back stronger. Now, let me remind you, winners never stop. They don't stop when the path gets rocky. They don't stop when it feels like the world is against them. They don't stop when they're tired. They don't stop when they're discouraged. They keep going. So, now go. And when they look back, they realize that wasn't the finish line that mattered. It was the courage to keep moving forward. It was the ability to rise each time they failed. It was the determination to keep fighting for what they believe in, no matter how long it took or how hard it was. So to everyone who's still grinding, still fighting, still pushing through, this is your moment. You didn't come this far to stop now. You've proven your strength, your resilience, your worth. Now it's time to claim what's yours. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let doubt hold you back. Because winners never stop, and that's why you will make. When you've been grinding for as long as you have, there comes a time when you start feeling the weight of it all. You feel tired. You feel drained. The work doesn't seem to be paying off, and the results are nowhere in sight. This is the exact moment where the average person quits. They throw in the towel or they decide it's too much and they step back. But this is where the winners stand apart. Winners don't look at obstacles as signs to stop. They look at them as opportunities to grow. They understand that the harder the struggle, the greater the triumph. They don't turn away from difficulty. They face it head on. They don't sit down when they're tired. They push harder. Every challenge is an invitation to evolve, and that's how winners grow. Success doesn't care about your comfort zone. It doesn't care about your convenience. It doesn't care about your plans. What it cares about is your ability to persist. How long can you keep going when every part of you wants to quit? How much can you take before you break? And will you break or will you rise? Winners never stop. They get knocked down and then they get back up stronger. They know that they don't lose when they fall, they lose. When they stop fighting, there's a price to pay for everything in life. Some people don't understand that. They think success is handed to you. They think that if you have a good idea and you work for a little while, success will just show up. But winners understand that success is earned. It's earned through late nights, early mornings, missed opportunities, and sacrifices. It's earned through persistence when the odds are stacked against you and when the finish line seems impossibly far. The people who quit, they stopped right before they were about to break through. They stopped right before they were about to reach the summit. And that's why most people fail. They quit too soon. Winners, however, don't see failure as a permanent condition. They see it as a stepping stone. Failure isn't a reflection of who they are. It's a reflection of what they need to learn. So they rise again and again. And so they rise again and again. There's a mindset shift that happens when you commit to never stop. At first, the grind is exhausting. It feels like you're working hard, putting in the hours, making sacrifices, and seeing little to no results. But as time passes, something starts to change. The grind becomes a part of who you are. It becomes your rhythm. You stop chasing after success, starts chasing you. The more consistent you are, the more results start showing up, and the more you realize it's all about consistency. The beauty of never stopping is in the growth you undergo in the process. Winners become unrecognizable to their old selves. They start out feeling unsure, weak, and inexperienced. But as they keep showing up day after day, they build strength, they build character, they build discipline, and slowly but surely, they begin to see what they were always meant to be. They start to realize that the journey was never about reaching a destination. It was about becoming the person capable of achieving their goals. Winners understand that success is not a one-time event, it's a lifestyle. The day you stop working on yourself, the day you stop fighting for what you want, is the day you stop being a winner. Success doesn't live in comfort. It lives in pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. It lives in getting comfortable with discomfort. Winners know this. They thrive in uncomfortable situations. They don't shrink when challenges arise. They expand. They stretch beyond their limits. And in doing so, they achieve the impossible. But the path isn't easy. There are days when you'll feel like giving up. You'll feel like no one sees the effort you're putting in. You'll feel like your sacrifices are in vain. This is the moment when most people stop. But this is the moment when winners push forward. Because they know that those who are willing to endure the hardest times are the ones who see the greatest rewards. It's not just about working hard. It's about working small. It's about finding ways to get better every day. Winners understand that they need to evolve, adapt, and improve every single day. The grind doesn't stop with your first success. It doesn't stop with your second or third success. It never stops because success is a moving target. It requires constant effort and constant improvement. And that's why winners never stop. What separates winners from the rest is their refusal to settle. Settling for mediocrity is the death of potential. Settling for good enough is what keeps you from greatness. Winners refuse to accept anything less than their best. They push through the hardest times, even when everything tells them to quit. And that's how they win. They don't settle for the bare minimum. They go above and beyond. When you commit to never stopping, you create momentum. Momentum is a powerful force. It's the result of consistent effort, focused action, and unwavering dedication. Momentum makes the impossible feel possible. It turns slow, steady progress into rapid success. Winners understand that the hardest part is getting started, but once the momentum is built, nothing can stop them. So you've been through the grind, you put in the work, you faced the doubts, the fears, and the setbacks. But let me tell you this, the rewards are coming. They might not come immediately, might not come when you want them to. But if you keep going, if you keep pushing, if you keep showing up, the rewards will come. They'll come in ways you never expected. They'll come in ways that will blow your mind. Winners know this. They know that the true victory isn't in the destination, the journey. It's in the person you become in the process. Winners never stop because they understand that the person they're becoming is worth all the struggle, all the pain, and all the sacrifices. So keep going, keep fighting, keep believing. Winners never stop. You've heard the phrase of the road to success is never straight. And it's true. In fact, success isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about what happens along the way, and more importantly, who you become while you walk that road. The path is filled with detours, bumps, and twists that you never saw coming. But that's the beauty of it, because success doesn't come easy. It doesn't come to those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. It comes to those who keep pushing, keep going, and keep fighting, even when the road feels impossible. Winners never stop. You may have been through your fair share of struggles. You faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. There were days when you felt like throwing in the towel, when everything inside you screamed to give up. And yet here you are. You didn't stop. You didn't quit. You kept going, even when the weight of the world felt unbearable. That right there is the mindset of a winner. Winners don't turn around when things get tough. They don't run away from challenges. They step up, take charge, and face whatever comes their way. But the road to success is not a linear one. There will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be times when you feel like you're making no progress at all. It's in these moments of adversity that most people decide to stop. They say, oh, this is too much. I can't keep going. But winners don't see setbacks as the end of the road. They see them as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to come back even stronger. Every failure is a lesson, and every lesson brings you one step closer to victory. The true power of a winner is not in their ability to avoid failure, it's in their ability to fail and get back. Winners understand that failure isn't permanent. They know that every time they fall, they rise again. And with each rise, they get a little bit stronger, a little bit more confident. The world doesn't see winners because they never failed. They see winners because they failed, got up, and kept pushing. Success is not about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning from them and them. It's about taking the lessons that each failure teaches you and using them to move forward. Winners don't dwell in mistakes. They don't waste time looking back and regretting what went wrong. They keep their eyes on the future and keep their focus on the next step. They know that their past does not define them. It only prepares them for what's next. You might feel like your current situation is hopeless. You may look around and wonder why you're not getting the results you want. You might feel like you've been grinding for so long, but the reward seems so far away. But let me remind you of something. Success is always closer than it seems. It's easy to quit when you feel like you're stuck, when you feel like you've hit a wall. But winners don't quit when things get tough. They press on. They take a step back, reassess, and keep going. Every challenge is another chance to prove to yourself that you can overcome anything. The most successful people are the ones who've never faced adversity. They are the ones who have faced the toughest challenges and kept going. The ones who refused to quit when everyone else did. And that's the mindset that will carry you through. Winners have a different perspective on challenges. They don't see them as obstacles. They see them as opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to evolve, and to push themselves beyond what they thought was possible. They understand that the greater the struggle, the greater the reward. It's easy to look at someone who's successful and think, they have it all together. You're all together. But the truth is they've been through just as many struggles, if not more than you have. The difference is that they didn't stop. They didn't quit when things got hard. They kept going day after day. Even when no one was watching, they believed in themselves, even when no one else did. And that's why they succeeded. Winners never stop. But success is not something that happens overnight. It doesn't happen just because you want it to. It happens because you keep showing up day in and day out, no matter what. Success is built on consistency. It's built on doing the small things every single day that no one else wants to do. It's about being disciplined, focused, and relentless. Winners understand that success is the sum of the daily actions. It's the results of the grind that no one sees, the hours spent working behind the scenes, the sacrifices that no one knows about, the relentless pursuit of greatness. That's how winners build their success. Winners never stop working. In fact, the grind becomes part of who they are. Winners don't see hard work as a chore. They see it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get better, to improve, and to take one step closer to their goals. The grind becomes their identity. It's not just something they do, it's who they are. And when you make hard work part of your identity, success becomes inevitable. But there will always be distractions. There will always be things trying to pull you away from your purpose. There will always be people telling you to slow down, to take it easy, to enjoy life a little more. But winners understand that success requires sacrifice. They know that in order to achieve something great, they must be willing to give up things that others aren't willing to. They must stay focused, stay disciplined, and stay hungry. They know that the price of success is high, but the reward is worth it. The temptation to quit will come. The urge to take a break will be strong, but you must remind yourself why you started. Remember the goals you set for yourself. Remember the sacrifices you've already made. Remember the fire that burns inside you. Winners never forget why they started. They keep their eyes on the prize and they keep going. No matter how difficult the journey becomes, they push through the pain, the doubt, and the fear because they know that success is on the other side. The finish line is never as far away as it seems. When you feel like you're stuck, remember that you're closer than you think. Keep pushing, keep going, keep grinding. Success isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The more consistent you are, the faster you get there. And when you finally cross that finish line, you'll look back and realize that every step, every sacrifice, every failure, and every victory was worth it. So keep going, keep believing, keep pushing. Winners never stop. You didn't come this far to quit now. You're on the brink of something great. Don't stop until you've reached your full potential. Keep moving forward because you are stronger than you think. And remember, winners never stop.